This one is again, and this was something that I really wanted to clear with him on Sunday evening, just to get understanding. And I guess this is really a question of how do you actually get this wrong? How do you actually decide I'm going to give the one team 8 seconds advantage, and I give the other team 20 plus seconds advantage for a penalty? It's just something where I wonder if this is not a mindset.
Advantage. Stay there. You got penalty advantage there, 9. Advantage over. Yeah, I called it.
You can see how quickly it is. How many seconds was that? I think it's something like 8 seconds. Now, just after this one, they get advantage.
With Duan van der Merwe, then Tom Curry.
Yeah, playing advantage.
This time it's the Springboks' turn to concede a penalty at the breakdown. Strong work from Conan. Price. Across the face from Bigger for Curry. And Bigger floats a beautiful pass away to Watson.
No, we'll go back, guys.
And they'll come all the way back for the penalty. It was just inside the Lions' half.
The question is, and again, what we wanted to ask him on Sunday is just, how do you get that wrong? How do you give the one team 8 seconds and there's not even material or territorial advantage, and obviously not time advantage? And then you give the other one territorial and time advantage more than the other team. It's just something that's very tough to understand how he can do that. But again, we couldn't get the answer, and he admitted afterwards. Joel, you and you guys obviously also saw that, but it's a difficult one to explain. How do you make a mistake like that? Yeah, the next one is actually it's for players not rolling away. Now again, they said they're going to have a very low tolerance on players not rolling away. And if I can play this one back a little bit for you, you can see the tackle gets made there by, I think it's Kwagga, and Kwagga gets trapped in, and you can actually see how Laws with his left leg holds in Kwagga, and they get the penalty. And we understand it, it's very sharp, Laws is sharp at it. Nick's got a nice view. He can see Kwagga is trying to get out, but Courtney Laws holds him in with his leg, but he gives the penalty against us. So all good, well done by Courtney, and the 9 really milks it well, and they get the advantage there. Now this one here, Damien Dalenda carries the ball, he gets tackled. He wants to place the ball. Now the referee says he's placing the ball into their man, and it's not a penalty. Again, I'm not sure what the time is here, but I know it was quite a critical time for us to get points on the board. You can see, and there he goes away, and the reason he's not penalized is because we are pushing the ball into him. Damien is just trying to get the ball out. We want to play.
No, you're trying to place it into him. Yeah, that's fine. No, you're trying to place it into him. Use it, 9.
The previous one was Courtney Laws holding our guy in. He gets penalized. Here, Damien Dalenda does exactly the right thing, and again, they don't get penalized. So again, the explanation is that he actually places the ball into him. So that was a tough one to understand. These two guys again, after this tackle on Cheslin Colby, I mean, he said no tolerance, low tolerance. You know, they're going to penalize guys who doesn't roll away. Here, two guys tackled Cheslin Colby. You've just seen how they've penalized Kwagga for not rolling away. Here, the two guys clearly lies on our side. You can see none of them are rolling away. You can maybe say that we are keeping him in with his 1 foot here, Bigger in with his 1 foot, but I mean, then Courtney Laws was just as obvious. And now you can see how Faf struggles to get the ball out, and not that 10, not the 9, none of them are rolling away. It's inside their 22, and the referee just says plays on. Okay, so that's frustrating. And again, if you look at the offsides line, You can see that they clearly offsides, but the reason for that is because Faf struggles to get the ball out. So I guess Alwyn and Conan, they were actually caught off guard because the ball came out so slowly because of Bigger and what's his name, Price not rolling away. Obviously, none of that was penalised, and there was no consistency on that. Yeah, exactly the same. Last play of the match. We need 5 points. We do the kickoff. Damian Willemse wins the ball. Now 13 in the 22. If you think of the previous ones, we penalised us for not rolling away. I mean, there's no attempt. We're for 13 there. He's lying on our side. It's the last play of the match. We are desperate. He's now fully lying on our side. The ball comes out, and he still didn't roll away. So, again, consistency is definitely out the window, and I think his reason was the ball is immediately available. But he definitely didn't roll away, and I think previously our guys also shouldn't have been penalised if that was the standard he was setting in the beginning, with no tolerance or very low tolerance for players not rolling away. Here's a few sealing off clips which I think Nick agreed that it's penalties, and I think if you at the end go and count the places where Nick agreed and even those where he didn't agree, which we think he was wrong, and you go and count those penalties or kickable penalties, or then I think I think the score might have been very different. Here, for example, I think he agreed. He said that Courtney Laws does seal off, and it's clear and obvious, but obviously it wasn't penalised. There he goes, and he just seals off and dives over, which Nick agreed. He said it should be a penalty. Here, Willie kicks up and under. They catch it, and now, as the law states, when there is a player over the ball, there's immediately offside lines. That actually changed to when England played Italy, and I think in 2017, when Italy didn't form any rucks, and then they ran around and they spoiled the English ball, and Eddie Jones made a hell of a fuss about it, and then the law was actually changed that the interpretation was the moment there's a player bound over a ball on the ground, that there's offside lines. So Curry here, obviously Franco Mostert forms the ruck, he's over the guy, and he actually cleans him from our side, on his lower limbs again. So there he cleans him from the side, from our side. So again, his answer is that's a nothing. That's not a tackle. That's a nothing. But I mean, there is not something like that's a nothing. So we feel the moment Franco Mostert actually made contact and formed the offside line, Curry had no rights to go in there in that side entry. We're not going to even talk about the kickable penalties that might have been. Oh, this one here, I thought it's well done by Mario Toje, and we just wanted to make sure if he could actually play the 9 and ruck, and Nick gave us a really good answer and say he was correct. The interesting thing here is that they actually said that Ox Nietzsche, our number 1, has no rights to take. It should be a penalty against Ox Nietzsche because he's taking out the number 5, Alwyn Jones. Now, according to me, that's a tackle, and the moment one of our players join, it's maul. Now, apparently, Ox Nietzsche is not allowed to take Alwyn Jones out here, so I'm not sure what law that is. And so that was Nick's answer. Nick's answer is that he's not allowed to take that 5 out there. So you can see there Ox comes and he takes the 5 out. So I'm not sure what Ox should have done. Should he just have left and let them keep him up? Or should he have tried and rip the ball? And I'm not sure which law Nick was referring to there, but that would be nice to get some clarity on that one. Again, here it's a breakdown. We've got a tackler. Dyke Furlong is totally from the side. Now, I know Nick's reason here was it's irrelevant because he was playing advantage already. But you can't, because you're playing advantage already, ignore other mistakes your team is making while having advantage. So, in other words, I'm trying to say, if we've got penalty advantage, I can't all of a sudden, because I have penalty advantage, start cleaning from the side of rucks. So he said it's irrelevant. He was coming from the side, and they had penalty advantage already. So say this clean out was successful, and they played on here, just because they lost the ball there. You would have allowed them to play on if they didn't lose the ball. So I think it's crazy to say it's irrelevant, because if he cleaned out way beyond the ball, which he did there on Damien Dalenda, and they won that ball, it wouldn't have been irrelevant. So, he said the penalty was already given to them, but surely you can't then do something illegal just because you have a penalty advantage.